Hello, my queens. It's your Empress Divine, Miss Tasha Turner herself. Welcome to Queendom Come. I am continuing the Summer 2018 Revelations readings. This will go from June 21st to September 23rd. That's either the last day of summer or the first day of fall, one or the other, but summer will be over by that time. This reading is for Gemini, so let's dig in. I hope I don't have to tell y'all on every video that if it doesn't resonate, then watch one of your other placements, or maybe you just are above the frequency of the energy that I'm reading on, or below the energy of the frequency that I'm reading on. I don't know. But if I did not have to tell you, I kind of just did. Okay, let's get into it. All right, Gemini. What's going on for summer 2018? I'm pulling 3 cards for the 3 parts of summer, the 3 months of summer, the 3 trimesters of summer 2018 for Gemini. Ascended Masters, Spirit Guides, Higher Self, loved ones who have transitioned forward, who wish to reach back in the spirit of love. Come through clearly and offer us a message of clarity and truth and accuracy and righteousness. Everything having to do with, getting down to the nitty-gritty and the truth. Come forth. Make it clear, make it plain. Oh, man. For the first part of summer, I have the Knight of Swords. Gemini, I want you to go watch the Libra video. And I sure do hope you're not the person that's shitting on Libra's summer. I really, really, really hope that's not you. For the second part of summer, we have the Queen of Pentacles. For the third part of summer, we have the Emperor. All right. First part of summer, you may be getting some news, some important news, some message from afar, or there's some conflict started by either you or someone else. But I do see conflict. The second part of the summer, the Queen of Pentacles. There's a focus on your finances during the second part of the summer, but I'm not seeing where you'll be in the position just yet to be calling all of the shots, to be a boss or something. But this is the energy of diligently working toward, getting what you want, or being in the energy of actually receiving what it is that you want. I don't see you controlling and being in charge or having complete ownership of everything you want just yet. But in the second month of summer, I'm sorry for the table shaking, you are in a position where you can actually be receptive to receiving, starting to see the results of what it is that you've been working on, or nurturing whatever it is that you need to do, developing whatever it is that you need to do to get to your next level in your finances. The third part of the summer, we have the Emperor. This is like a bossy energy. Bossy, controlling. So it's like we stepped out of that Empress, I'm not the Empress, but the Queen of Pentacles energy, where we're developing something, into the energy by the end of the summer where you're actually in control of something, of someone, or of yourself. So let's get some clarity on these 3 cards. Ascended Masters, Spirit Guides, give us some answers here about Gemini Summer 2018. I'm not doing any drops, straight pulls. Some clarity, some insight about Gemini's Summer 2018. You want answers for the Knight of Swords card, clarification for the Knight of Swords card. Clarity for the Knight of Swords card. Every time they jump out, I'm just going to look at it and put it back in the deck. Clarification for the Knight of Swords card. Clarity for the Knight of Swords card. Okay. We have the King of Cups, the Ace of Staffs, King of Swords. Okay. We'll see. Clarity for the Queen of Pentacles card. Clarity for the Queen of Pentacles card. Clarity for the Queen of Pentacles. Okay, clarifying the Queen of Pentacles, we have Judgment, the Ace of Coins, and Death. Okay, clarify the Emperor. Gemini, always have all them cards popping out. We're not doing that. Okay, clarifying the Emperor, we have 3 of Swords, 2 of Staffs, and the 5 of Staffs. Okay, and let me just clarify what I was saying in the beginning. I have to remind myself sometimes that I read for just the Divine Feminine. That's a conscious decision of mine to read for just the Divine Feminine. So with that Gemini card coming out, the Knight of Swords, and I said go listen to that Libra reading, I feel like that it could be a Gemini stirring up trouble in the Libra Divine Feminine's life. Now, on to the reading for the Gemini Divine Feminine. That message coming in from afar that I said with the Knight of Swords card and or conflict. And it could be a message from afar. It can be on social media. You know, it don't have to be snail mail letters, because in 2018, we don't really do that anymore. It can definitely be social media. Somebody can post something on your status, and that can be a conflict, you know, a message from afar carrying conflict. So that's just the energy of this Knight of Swords card we have here. To clarify that, I have the King of Cups, the Ace of Staffs, and the King of Swords. Gemini, don't let it be no bullshit about no man now. You messing with somebody, man, you in a third party situation. Because I'm telling you, in this deck, it looked like a staff. In other decks, it's a wand. See if I can quickly find one. In other decks, that's a wand. This is a little wand, but it's a wand nonetheless. It's a phallic symbol. So that can be like two strong energies, two possessive energies involving some penis. Girl, let me find out this message of conflict that somebody confronting you about their man on social media. I ain't got time for it. Let's move forward. The King of Cups. That's like not showing emotion. Not showing emotion. Kings are not known to be very emotional people. So even if it is about cups, which is, you know, emotions, you're not really showing much emotion in this king energy. The king is also about, you know, control, domination, not in necessarily a bad way, but you are the king. You dominate the kingdom. You know, it's your kingdom. It's your, you know, domain. And emotions. So it's like you're in control of your emotions, and you're also very emotionally intelligent at the time. Emotions also have a lot to do with intuition. So you could be very much in tune with what you have going on inside of you. Not allowing that to cause you to make any hasty decisions or anything out of emotions, but you'll be aware of it. Like nothing really can get past you at this point. That Ace of Staffs. This could be you finding out about, the other person. And even though it is King of Swords, it can still be a woman. The divine feminine can very much so embody the king energy. So we can have you on this side, in your emotions, that old penis in the middle here, and somebody else on this side who found out about you. Because the King of Swords, a lot of stuff don't get past the King of Cups because of intuition. So you might have felt like it was somebody else, but you didn't have proof. Somebody else might have really found some proof about your ass. So that could be what's going on here. And that can cause like an uproar on social media. I just read the cards. I just go by and not even just reading the cards, because, 10 different tarot readers can see these 3 cards and tell you a different story. That's just what I received as far as energy. That's what's being translated through me. Now, on a more higher vibration, this could be, communications in defense of yourself, or communications that are meant to prove yourself. That could be a part of your summer. And yes, once again, you are in control of your emotions, not getting out of character, even if you feel like you're up against something. The Knight of Swords is like in a sword riding into battle. So even if you feel like you're up against something where you may be the underdog, it's like you keeping yourself very strong emotionally. You're focused on what it is that you want and charging ahead no matter what people are saying about you, but you're also being very strategic, and you're just keeping your wits about you. So whatever it is that you may be up against at the beginning of your summer, is like you're gonna suck it up. You're not gonna be crying about it. You're not gonna be out here, wasting away, looking crazy. Like you're gonna keep your wits about you. You stay very mental. And that's Gemini anyway. You're not really about all that emotion. Even if you're a woman, you're more, mental, unless you have a lot of water in your chart. But even if you do have a lot of water in your chart, I do see that you'll be more focused on your goal and what actions you need to take, rather than just sitting in your emotions about it. And that's going to help you achieve that Queen of Pentacles energy. The Queen of Pentacles can also be a single woman. So if you have that conflict in the beginning of your summer regarding the third party situation about some penis, this other woman done found out about you and you felt like it was somebody else, and it becomes a conflict, by the second part of your summer, you could be single and just focusing on you. Just getting your coins together. Because the Queen of Pentacles can be single. Well, a single woman, like an independent woman. And that's the energy we have here. If not that energy of you being a single independent woman in the second part of the summer, then you may have a woman coming in to be like a financial advisor, like a business mentor, or to just help you out, to give you some money or help you get a job in some type of way, helping you increase your resources or your finances. We have the Judgment card, clarifying the Queen of Pentacles, the Ace of Coins, and Death. So the Judgment card is like some big event taking place. This second month is going to be big for you. Because in the second month, that's where you have these 2 major arcanas, plus this Ace of Coins card. So that's like boom, 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 all in order. So the second month of your summer, July 22nd to August 22nd, is going to be big for you. That's where a lot of action will be happening. Some big event has taken place. By the time you get into the second month of your summer, something very important has taken place. The Judgment card is like, okay, let's round it up. Let's round everybody up. It's time to weigh the hearts. It's time to see who's worthy and who's not. It's time to get some clarity on the situation. What's done in the dark coming to the light, being called out. That's the Judgment card. So you're coming off some energy of something big having happened, and it could be affecting a gift that maybe somebody gave you, or a sense of stability that you felt that you had. Or you could be getting like a leg up financially as a result of whatever this big event is. Continuing with this narrative that I've had since the beginning of the reading, that I keep being called to go back to. Okay, let's say you got into a conflict over this third party situation with this person about a man, and you ended up, cutting it off, getting yourself out of it, embodying the energy of the Queen of Pentacles. After that happened, you may start receiving blessings. Like once you get that messy energy out of your life, you can start actually receiving, being open to receive, just like the Queen of Pentacles is like open, receptive to blessings. And, whatever it was that was bringing you problems, whatever that situation was that was causing you any issues or whatever, that's dead. Whatever it was that you were involved in before, this part of your summer is like, okay, completely over. Time to do something else. And you're not worried about nobody coming back to you begging. It's like, nah, I'm good on that. We move on. The only thing, my MC, what is that, medium coli? Something like that. The opposite of the midheaven. That for me is in Gemini, but that's pretty much the only thing that I really have in Gemini. So I can't really say we on that, but I just connect with Gemini energy really clearly. So it's going to be a complete transformation. I feel like there'll also be a transformation of your finances, of the things that you want to pursue. Like you may get a new car. That could be a transformation of like, not necessarily finances, but your resources. Because your resources doesn't necessarily have to always be money. It can be your car, your house. You could be leaving a house and moving to another one. It could just be that time. You can get a call to move, relocate because of a job. So it's like you stepping up in your career field. They call you, out of the blue because you don't see it coming. Nobody knows when Judgment Day is. So this is not something that you necessarily saw coming. That's just like in that situation where you may have thought maybe it could have been somebody else, or the person was being a whole messing around, but you didn't necessarily know until that person leaves you a message on your social media and you weren't expecting it. You couldn't have predicted that was going to happen. But it happened. You got to focus on your coin, and you did it, that bullshit. Or just back to, some big event happens. It's a blessing for you. You choose to let go of whatever does not serve you as you move into your new chapter. And people who try to come back begging, or who try to jump on the train when they see that it's about to leave the station, when they had plenty of time to get on the train already, it's like you're just going to leave them. Like, Gemini shit, whatever. The third part of the summer, the Emperor. So it's like you've taken your power back. Whatever may have happened where you felt like maybe you didn't have the power, or where you were in some type of conflict or felt like you needed to defend yourself and just keep your wits about you and keep your emotions under wrap and just keep, having that tunnel vision, only focusing on what you want. It looks like you've already come through the dark period of that and you've started to see results. You've been blessed in some way. Or once again, you see something change, like maybe a new car, you move houses, get a raise, get a better job, relocate for a job, whatever it is. It's like now you feel a sense of control. You feel like you're actually doing something good with your life. You feel like you have a productive and respectable empire to run now. So that power that you may have been looking for is like now you're finally starting to get it in the third part of your summer. Geminis like power. 3 of Swords, 2 of Staffs, 5 of Staffs. This power came only after some heartbreak or some, I can't even call it backstabbing, like some front stabbing, like whatever you were riding into battle about, and you were just keeping your emotions to yourself and just staying focused on your goal and trying to be strategic and keep your wits about you. Okay, you may eventually have come out on the better side of it and made it through the storm, but I'll be damned if that shit still don't hurt. Like, you may still feels like, okay, Gemini, y'all good with the cutting stuff off, but you'll still be thinking about that person because you are mental. So you may cut them off and you may not emotionally feel like you have to be attached to this person, but it'll still kind of ride your mind a little bit. You do think, you do have a mind. And sometimes you feel with your mind. Other people feel with their heart. You feel with your mind. So you just may be replaying memories about when you and that person used to be together, when you were in that third party situation. You may just be replaying memories and, missing that person. Or it's just that, the truth came out. It hurts. Somebody may be trying to pour salt in the wound. It's raining. I don't know. Rainwater be salty these days. I don't know about where y'all live at, but rainwater be salty. And, it may be hurting the wounds that you have from the swords, from finding out the truth. But the thing about this card is that 3 is a creation number. It's like, 1 plus 2 equals 3. An idea plus a partnership equal to product. The energy that you came to this partnership with is still gonna, produce something for you. It could hurt that maybe it didn't last the way you wanted it to last, but I feel like you still took something from it. You still learned from it. And with that 3 of Swords energy, you move into this 2 of Staffs energy where you can make a decision. The 2 of Staffs is like, having to make a decision about something. You can make a decision about something. At this point, you know better. So you can look out and see what it is that you want and really decide how that you can go about doing it. So you actually have a better understanding after you go through stuff. It's like if everything came easy to you, you would be kind of, on the fence about everything. You wouldn't really know, well, I could do this, I could do that, because you wouldn't necessarily understand the risk of each, decision that you make. But when you go through something and you learn from it, you can look at your options. You be like, yeah, okay, I know better than to do that. So let me do this. And as a result of everything that you go through this summer, whatever conflict you have in the first part of summer, whatever, growth or endings that you see, pages turning, that's happening in the second part of your summer, by the third part of summer, when you actually are in a more stable position where you actually, you have some control or you have some authority, you have some say-so, you have a little rank. When you get to that point, you can use those things that hurt you in the past, but that showed you the truth, and you can make better decisions this time around. You can refine your way of doing things to make it better for you. So you don't have to keep being in this dysfunction. Because trust me, staying in dysfunction, that's a choice. That's a choice too. So you have this choice here, stay in dysfunction or learn from this, learn from your past. It's up to you. It's completely up to you. I'm not going to tell you that everything is going to be good for you, because you may move up physically and be in a better position physically. But if you don't have your mental together, then you're going to eventually lose that too. So it's completely up to you, Gemini. Gemini feminine. You don't want to stay in disorder. You certainly don't want to do that. Like, you have opportunities here. I'm definitely seeing opportunities. Because the Ace of Staffs, it doesn't have to be just penis, you know. It can be like an opportunity to have a better life, you know, a new start in a better direction. The Ace of Coins is like the opportunity to have more stability, to get more resources, to build on your resources. So it could be more money, a new car, new house. With these two together, you can be like changing your whole look and, you know, your finances. It can be just a complete overhaul of who you are. Everything about you can start looking different. Because, I mean, when you go through stuff, and if the start of your summer is this Knight of Swords, like indicating like conflict, you know, you being up against something, then a lot of times big changes do come after conflict. See, we have cups, staffs, swords, coins. We really have all the elements here. But I do see, you know, emphasis on swords. So just keeping your mind together through whatever is going on, especially in that second month. Because you have two major arcana there. And you'll be putting an end to something. After some major event, something big comes to life and you really see the truth of it. And you may have to just go ahead and cut some people off, cut something off, completely end a chapter of your life. That may have to do with like the moving. It may be hard to leave something that you're familiar with, but you're gonna need to. So yeah, I see the swords here, the staffs. These are all like lower numbers of the staffs. So I don't feel like you'll be getting like ultimate fulfillment, but it's just like you'll be working towards building something better. So even if you like do get a new car, that's not to say that you won't still be having some struggles at home. Or even to say like if you move to a new house, you may still be having car troubles. You know, it's like one thing will be going good, but you'll still have some mess to kind of clean up. And that's what I feel like is the energy of your summer. At the start of your summer is like it's a little bit rougher. The start of your summer is going to be a little rougher than the end. I will say that. Because by the end, you'll have gone through, you know, the storms or whatever and be able to learn from it and make better decisions. You know, hopefully you won't be inclined to get back into, you know, a disorderly situation, disorganized situation. Hopefully you won't. But yeah, cups. I'm seeing water in these cards, but it's not just like cup energy. So again, I feel like you'll just be keeping your emotions, even when you get to that point of like, you know, feeling the end of something, you know, having to cut somebody off. I feel like, you know, it may sting a little bit, but I don't feel like you'll start acting out of emotion at all. Either that or a lot of this stuff that you're doing is because you're not addressing your emotion. Or a lot of stuff that's happening to you is because you're not addressing your emotions. That can be a flip side of it as well. Some of these cards can be read like that too. There's just a lot of different possibilities. Like Geminis are all so different. So I'm just trying to narrow in on something here. But really what I've been saying in this reading is what I'm picking up. You know, conflict the first part of the summer. You kind of being receptive, not doing a whole lot of moving. You may even be single. You know, the second part of the summer. July to August. 22nd to 22nd. You may be like newly single. You started off in the king energy, go to that queen energy. So maybe whatever happened in the first part of the summer, that conflict or whatever, it may mess with your self-esteem a little bit. You may feel knocked down just a bit. You ain't gonna go to feeling, you know, depressed or anything, but just a bit, it might knock you down just a little bit. And that may be what you need. That may be what you need to get you back motivated, to get you to the point where you're like, okay, so I need to cut this person off. I need to cut that person off. Even if they come back to you, you know, sobbing and crying, I feel like you just be like, okay, you've already shown me who you are, so I know I need to go ahead and move forward. By the end of the summer, it's like, yeah, you've pretty much been through the battle. Whatever uphill battle it is that you were fighting at the beginning of the summer, I feel like you have some victory over it. And you come away being smarter, knowing a little better, being able to make quicker decisions because you know the risk. And the only thing that you're really up against here is like the tendency to want to fall back into another situation that may come up that may be disorderly. Or because of all this dysfunction, whatever new environment that you step into, you may meet more dysfunction. And it's just the universe reflecting to you what you were feeling inside anyway. When you weren't, being very emotional, when you were just bottling everything up, the universe could very well just reflect back to you, that mess of emotions in the 3D world. You may get into a new environment when you move, and you may have neighbors who fight all the time. Or you can get into a new work position or work environment and have like real petty coworkers who do stuff like file reports, like a whole bunch of whistleblowing over nothing. Like that type of energy. Whatever you were keeping inside of you, it starts to manifest outside of you, even if it doesn't really involve you because you've gotten out of that stage. It's still some residual energy, that you put out into the universe that the universe just must show you in return. Whatever you put out, the universe got to give it back to you, even if it's 3 weeks later than when you put it out. It got to come back to you. Just keep your vibration as high as you can. That way, when it does come back to you, whatever little mess that you may still have inside of you from feeling heartbreak, from feeling like somebody did you wrong when you really did care for them, just make sure that you try to stay as elevated or as in as much of a high vibration as you can. That way, whatever mess that you were feeling won't be reflected back to you in a very dramatic or hurtful way when the universe does decide to spit it back out at you. Because we're always the programmers. Whatever you feel, whatever you think, whatever you hold on to, that's what the universe is going to give right back to you. Just like a software program, just like an equation. So, these cards at the bottom, the 3, the 2, the 5, that's that math, that's that equation. So, yeah. You really get to decide how your future goes, pretty much. But you already knew that. Pretty much, okay. The second month, gonna be a lot. I'm taking on this Gemini energy of just rambling on. Y'all pretty much got it. Conflict the first month. Single. Handling your business. Doing what you need to do to get to the next step the second month. The third month, you have a little more power, authority, and rank, but you just may be seeing like residual manifestations off of the old energy that you put out into the universe. And that's pretty much what I get for you for your summer 2018. Hope you like it. See you in the next video. Bye.